Big game.
As always.
For one team?
Both teams.
No, really for both teams.
Of course.
No, actually, Chennai can lose and still qualify.
Yeah.
But they'd want to win
They would obviously want to win.
and keep it in their own hand.
Because you're playing potentially only 3 more games at Chepauk.
How many games do you want to play in Chepauk? You get the same amount as everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, no, you've got an additional one, no? Because you're playing one potential knockout game.
But if you finish, top 2 also are playing that.
The first qualifier and eliminator is in
So then,
Chepauk. no?
although you got additional,
So, and you,
be happy.
but you've already lost 2 games at Chepauk. That's not happened for a very long time.
2 days off, he's just come back. He was busy watching off day also sports today.
I have one major question though. Why is it not in yellow?
It's a CSK day, Sidvi. Come
Don't
on.
ask. Accidents at the worst possible time.
You had an accident on your way here.
No. Well, what happened was...
You had an accident and tore his yellow shirt and then he had to change
And he
it.
has like 4 or 5 of them, so.
Yeah.
But on the way, then where would you?
But on the way he found a green one.
Must be carrying an extra one.
No. So, yesterday I had gone for a party.
You saw a party, but you were on our live chat.
Yeah, but that was a kids' party, 5:30 p.m. to 8:39 in the night. So, in that I had worn a yellow shirt and I came. I said I will wear this tomorrow. I hadn't worn for a long period of time. Today morning when I get up, where's the shirt? Washed.
But you have 5.
All gone for ironing. This was the last yellow shirt I had. It's gone. So I am feeling very, very empty
I
today.
think it's time for a 6th now.
Do you also watch sports today on your day off?
I do check out sometimes.
Oh.
But not religiously that I'll watch every single live, but I do watch a lot
That's
of
good,
it.
that's
I
good.
keep track of what's going on and if I've missed something.
Also, if you want to know about IPL, the preview, what should each team do, if you make your fantasy team, then you'll have to watch sports today to get the tips.
I don't know, that day I think on the weekend when I was listening, I was viewing and commenting on some of the videos also.
I remember. Yes.
I don't think any of them were taken.
Yeah. You made a comment on Vada Pav. No, I couldn't control myself. So I had to comment. Vada Pav rocks.
No, Vada Pav is the analogy he would give now. This team has the Vada but not the Pav. This one has the Pav but not the Vada.
It has.
We completely forgot about that.
So what is Mumbai this season?
Mumbai is no top pav, only the vada.
Arey,
Huh?
before you said there was no vada, there was only bread.
But that has changed. They finally managed to make a vada.
I would know. I mean, as much as I dislike this analogy, wouldn't you say that there's nothing on the bottom because that top batting and middle is heavy? They don't have a bottom.
Middle is heavy. That's what the vada is there.
But the top.
top very inconsistent.
No, Ishan Kishan has been pretty good in recent matches.
But to, in support of Mumbai Indians, I'd like to say vada without even the top layer would be pretty tasty. Like
is.
the MI is doing very well without it also.
Yeah, very
That's true,
inconsistent. Yeah, very inconsistent because Rohit is coming at 3. Sometimes he's opening. What do you want? Green is sometimes
He's
opening.
performing nowhere.
Exactly. And when things really go wrong for you, they do go wrong for you. Yesterday, for example, that DRS controversy.
DRS call.
I asked the 2 learned gentlemen with me yesterday, Shane Dias and Harshit Rawal. I asked that, I don't know, because at that time I didn't have any idea. I thought that he had come too far ahead. And I asked them, that isn't that 3 meters? I said, no, I was well within 3 meters. It's only this morning that I've seen all the reactions, everyone talking about the 3 meter rule. In fact, some people pointing it out on social media, actually measuring
it was 3.7 meters. That's what they were saying.
Is that not an oversight on the umpire's part that they didn't even check? Because my assumption would be that if that was there, by default, that would be the first thing you check because he charged down.
No, so here what it is. Because at that time when I mentioned in the post show, I had my doubts. Which is why I asked my younger, sharper colleagues. Because I'm aging, right? So sometimes my eyes don't see that well. So I asked the 2 of them. Yet to the naked eye, it looked like he had come further down the crease. Looked like outside 3. But both of them of the opinion that no, it was pretty much because also he doesn't take a very big stride, so he hadn't, and he was within, which could have been the thing, and so we left it at that. It's just that today morning I saw social media buzz with that conversation. So I did see certain images where people had marked 3 point. But to be fair, and I went through a few of those, there's no way of saying that those are also authentic.
Yes.
That whether it was 3.7 or not, even we don't know whether that is authentic, firstly. But to the naked eye, to me, it still seemed like he was quite further down the crease. May not have been 3.7, may have been less than 3, may have been anything around that. But what I would like is for the IPL actually to come out and say what had happened. Now, as far as I know, because it was reviewed, that is another thing that they review. Then I learned that in the review, the third umpire doesn't have to look at it because the Hawkeye automatically tells you. So the third umpire doesn't have to ask for the side-on angle. He will ask for, let's say he'll ask for the snicker, he will ask for Hawkeye as he does, in the process that they follow or in the correct order that they follow. But apparently Hawkeye has a system where if the impact is before 3 meters or if there is more than 3 meters left between where the impact is and the stump is, then the Hawkeye automatically red flags it and tells you that it is. Now, when that did not happen, so no fault to the third umpire. Obviously, he did not take that into consideration as well, which is why Rohit was given out. Now, there could be two things. One, maybe the Hawkeye was right and that gap wasn't 3 meters at all. Or two, maybe it malfunctioned.
It malfunctioned.
I don't know.
See, that's the thing, because even I thought that this is something, and I didn't know the exact nitty-gritties. But I said there's no way they don't have a mechanism in place to check that, because that is so blindingly obvious to the naked eye if he charges down. In fact, for me, the only controversial element was that when I watched that ball first, I didn't think it was straightened enough to hit the stump. That was my first thought, because again, it's Wanindu. He doesn't bowl a lot of traditional leg breaks, let's say, more of a googly, and he had pitched it a little out. So I'm thinking, is that straightening? But then, of course, ball tracking said it's straightening, so fair. And as regards to the social media thing, I remember social media made a big hue and cry also when he was out to that Sandeep Sharma, knuckleball, if I'm not wrong.
Of Sanju Samson.
Yeah, of Sanju Samson, and everyone made a hue and cry about the fact that Sanju had hit the stumps. Later on, it emerged he hadn't. So I always trust or take any social media or any sort of screenshot commentary with, let's say, a bag of salt, because sometimes it can be out of context, let's say, can be very misleading.
Yep.
What's the toss update? Oh,
It's
4
yet
minutes to go.
Yet to happen. So, yeah, if Chennai win today, they get to 15.
And Delhi are pretty much out then.
Pretty much out. Yeah, with 4 games, they can at best get to 16.
No.
They have played 9, no?
No. 10.
10, okay.
So they will get to 14.
14, that's it.
So again, that requires a whole different level of math, and I don't think 14 is enough.
No, 14 is not enough.
Because a few people tagged me yesterday as well on social media and said that 14 also you can make it. My calculation tells me you can't. You need 16. In fact, as things stand right now, I did just basic calculation because right now it's very complicated. With some teams still having to play 4, some 3. That even Gujarat Titans on 16 are not safe. There could be a situation where there are multiple teams, and I assumed that there is a possibility Chennai go over Gujarat. If Gujarat were to lose all games, Chennai go over Gujarat, and then you have Mumbai Indians which will go over Gujarat, right?
Yeah.
And then you will have a situation where few teams will cancel out each other.
Yep.
But even then you could have about 5 teams still on 16 or above, which then will bring it down to net 100. So if you're in a situation like that, I fail to see how 14 will help you reach. So 14 you're not going to. So for all practical purposes, today it's a do or die game for Delhi Capitals, as it's been for the last few games. I think they lost the first 5, but incredible that they're still in the race with 4 games to go. But for all practical purposes, this is a do or die. If they lose,
that's it.
They are definitely out. The same can't be said of Chennai Super Kings. They can lose and yet make it to the top 4. Having said that, why it's a crucial game for Chennai? Because they would want to be top 2, not top 4.
Yes.
Which is why this game then becomes important.
Absolutely. And no better team to do it than against the Delhi Capitals, because they have not lost to them in Chepauk since 2011.
But there's a rider to that.
Yeah.
I agree. I was looking at a few stats when it comes to Chepauk. Overwhelmingly in favor of the Chennai Super. The only rider is that Chepauk was very different to this Chepauk.
Yep.
This Chepauk's already seen 3 over 200 chases, I think.
2
or 3.
Because they lost the RR game, it was 175-180. The Punjab game was over 200. that they
think
chased?
they've seen 3 games. Let me check. I'll check
Yeah.
check exactly how many.
Because-
But there have been multiple games over 200 here, which
Yeah,
tells
the
you that
LSG
this is
game.
a very rare sort of a game in the sense rare sort of a Chepauk pitch that we've
Yeah.
got this season.
But the pitch report does say that this pitch is going to turn more than the others have.
Okay, so again, take it with a pinch of
Pinch-
salt.
more than a pinch,
the
yeah.
pitch
Pinch
report.
of Phil Salt.
What
yeah.
I do remember from the last game that now the Chennai pitches have started to become slow. But if I'm not mistaken, the last game was a day game
Yes,
at the Chepauk.
at Chepauk, yep.
And now, so you saw the day game and you saw the pitch slowing down and you thought maybe it is slowing down, maybe it's that time of the year, but this is a night game. So I do not think that it will slow down that much. I have a feeling that this will be a 200 odd sort of a pitch, or at least if you're batting first, you're looking at somewhere around 200 if you want to have a chance. Anything below that, I doubt the team that gets below 200 would be very comfortable on this. I think it'll be a high scoring game. And I was just thinking that is it by chance that the Chepauk pitch is like this, or is it by design? The more I look at the way Chennai has been playing this season, I don't think it's by chance that the Chennai pitch has changed its character. It's more by design. I think this Chennai team, it suits them to have high scoring grounds. Because if you see, their batting's been doing phenomenally well. They've all been batting that way. They bat very deep. And how many games have you really required even someone like MS Dhoni to come out and do the work, right? Not much. So which means that top order wanted a pitch to suit, and this kind of a pitch is suiting them, and that's why they're doing well this IPL, because majority of pitches have been like this. This has been a 200 plus kind of an IPL, and it's working well for them.
It is. And see, LSG game, that was a 200 plus total that you had seen. Then you saw the Punjab Kings game, that was 200. It was chased down also. The RR game was 175. 170 or 180.
So just one thing, it's the same pitch that was used for the LSG game
200.
early in the season, which was a
200 plus game. Yep.
So that's what I said. I mean, I think the way you're seeing Chepauk pitches, and this is a night game, it's a 200 game. You would want 200.
Yep. So they have chosen to bat Chennai.
Oh, interestingly, in the warm-up, Simranjeet was an active participant. Will he come in? He hasn't played a single game this season. I played last season, if I'm not mistaken.
He did a few games here or there he played, but again, I think they preferred Mukesh over him. Now, though, considering Mukesh was out, you brought in Akash in the middle, maybe they might just go with him. But if they're choosing to bat first, means they're anticipating a little bit of turn.
No, they're batting first also because they will be due. So
Due,
what I've heard from the local weather report that it's been cloudy last 4-5 days in Chennai. It's not expected to rain, but very humid. When there's humidity, there's a good chance that you'll get some sort of dew, which is why he may have decided that that bat first. Also, if you look at it, Delhi that way, I mean, batting hasn't really fired for them. So put them under pressure, put a big total, put them under pressure to chase. That could be a thing. And again, we've seen MSD mostly deciding to chase when there has been some sort of a rain forecast. No rain forecast this time, lots of dew. So I think that may have been a reason why they have decided to go. I'd be interested to know whether Ben Stokes has come in or not, because what I hear is that he's been practicing with the team for the last few days. So he's fit in terms of net practice. He has been practicing continuously, and I saw a quote somewhere from Michael Hussey where he said that he is available for selection. Whether they pick him because of the combination, that's another matter altogether. But he's available for selection, and if he is, does he come in for any one of you?
If he is, then I think Tikshana goes out. Because you can't fit in anybody else. Because
Conway can't,
Patirana can't,
and Moin can't.
Moin can't.
Or maybe Moin goes.
Maybe Moin then. That's the way. So either but I think Tikshana goes out if Santner comes in. That's the only change. If Moin, he hasn't performed with the bat or with the ball this season. But again, you would want someone like Moin up there, that floater. Maybe he can put in that 1 over, 1-2 overs. Plus with Delhi's left-handers, he may want to stifle David Warner up in the beginning.
It could very well be Moeen Ali, who could make way for Ben Stokes, because he's been very expensive.
Yeah.
Very little wickets, hasn't contributed with the bat, and they have enough batters up there now to, kind of take that risk and get Ben Stokes inside.
Okay, so what MS said at the toss was that they have played a few games on these pitches, and he feels that there are chances of the wicket slowing down. That's very interesting. He's obviously not complaining about the track. Because I think overall their record has been so-so. This IPL, they've lost 2-1-3 at Chepauk, if I remember correctly. Lost 2-1-3, which by the way has been the case for most teams this IPL. No teams really like dominated playing at home. So they'll take at least one extra game that they won in comparison to what they've lost. So
So I think your overseas are remaining the same. I think there's one Indian change. Because Tikshana is there, Patirana is there, Conway and Moin are also there. So that means there's one Indian change.
So no Ben Stokes.
No Ben Stokes at this point in time.
So no change for DC AIC in terms of their foreigner. Phil Salt is still there. They've got Ripple Patel and Lalit Yadav.
That's a change.
Off spinner.
So I think they've gone with Lalit Yadav. I think between Ripple and Sarfraz they were going with one. And they've got Ripple this time. So no Sarfraz. Kuldeep Yadav, Khalil Ahmed, Ishant Sharma. So that's interesting. Lalit Yadav comes in a off-spinning all-rounder.
Yes.
Who's done well for DC in the past, but was really out of favor this season. So that's interesting. He comes in.
And CSK, lest we forget, have a lot of left-handers. So that could very well be a ploy for that. There's a fair few left-handers through the batting order. Conway, Dubey, Moin. Yeah, exactly. That's 4. So you want one left-hander who can take it, one off-spinner who can take it away from the left-handers. I think that's the sole reason that changes. I think that and give them an extra spin option because this pitch now, all indications. If Dhoni is saying it's going to spin, yeah.
But Dhoni also was pretty clueless about the pitch in the first 2 matches. If you remember, he came out saying in the post-match press conference that he had no idea that the pitch would do this and he was expecting a very, a slow spin track. And then it just, I think it was one of the high-scoring matches.
Yeah. Well, see, that's not an exact science. Even someone like MS makes mistakes. Though this time, not only MS, David Warner has also said that the pitch looks a bit dry. So that's the interesting bit. They've got Manish Pandey has gone out and Lalit Yadav
But mostly he'll be the impact. Because Delhi are bowling first, right? So if Delhi are batting second, then I think Manish might come in as an impact.
No, but Lalit Yadav, if you've got him, then you're going to use his batting too, right? Because he's a all-rounder.
He is an all-rounder. But
You would rather, why would you take him out? If you have to bring Manish in, which, okay, maybe they bring a batsman in, then you will take a bowler out. Like an Ishant or someone or a Khalil, rather than Lalit, who's a decent bat.
Right.
So the one change is rather interesting because Dubey goes out and Raidu comes in for him. That's CSK's one change. So,
wow.
So
Shivam Dubey is out and
Ambati Raidu.
And they're batting first.
Yes.
Exactly.
Either Dubey is injured.
No, Dubey is there.
Dubey is there?
Yeah, can't be.
Then they have got it wrong. Then they have got it wrong.
Dubey, that's how they couldn't
Because
have
that would be very surprising. Unless he has
just running through the team, Gaikwad, Conway, Rahane, Moin Ali, Raidu, Dubey, Jadeja, Dhoni, Chahar, Deshpande, Tikshana. So no place for Ben Stokes yet.
Yes.
They've got Patirana as a sub, so definitely he's coming in.
Yeah.
They've got Santner as well, but they've got 3 foreigners right now, right?
Yes.
They can actually sub in a foreigner.
Yeah, so maybe they'll wait and watch as to how the pitch plays and then bring in their sub.
Yeah, I think Mitch Santner could very well be in with the game if it starts slowing down. And remember, he's not a wrist spinner, someone with a lot of control. I don't know, they could actually go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then having both Santner and Patirana on the bench, either you would have started with Patirana, kept Tikshana as the bench option, and then if you see how the ball is spinning, if there is spin on offer, then get either of Santner or Tikshana in. No, I don't know why they have complicated this particular aspect of it.
I don't know, maybe Dhoni was happy that Tikshana finally took a catch in the last match.
And that two of whom, Ishan Kishan.
So you stay in the 11 for now.
Yeah, so it's a very strange team combination because here they are showing that Raidu is in, but Dhoni mentioned that Raidu is in, Dubey is out, but here they are showing Dubey is in.
There's some confusion with the playing 11.
No, that's what I'm just waiting to see the exact.
Someone's wrong, we don't know who.
Yeah.
No, most likely this is going to be.
This is wrong. Yeah.
So and anyway, Dubey can't be out if you're batting fast. No chance. So most likely that's the team that they've gone in, where they've got Patirana as well as a Santner in the subs, which means they've gone with 3 foreigners. So your sub definitely is a foreign player.
Yep.
It's going to be between a Santner or a Pathirana, depending on how the pitch plays out. I guess that's something that they will decide. But also, even if it's helping the spinners, the form that Pathirana has shown is like really tough. Because you've got spinning options. You've got a Moin Ali, you've got a Ravindra Jadeja,
You have Tikshana.
and a Tikshana. So I don't think they'll need a 4th spinner on this track.
Yeah.
You would need a fast bowler because you've got a Tushar Deshpande
Deepak Chahar.
and Deepak Chahar. That's it. You would need a 3rd fast bowler. So Pathirana comes in without doubt.
And also,
No. You are looking at this thing, na? Yeah, but that's not good.
I know, but the broadcasters said something else.
Yeah.
That's what, there's some sort of a confusion here because MS said in the pre-match that the
there's only a few things that could be happening here. Either Shivam Dube has injured himself in some way and he's out for that.
Or he's
Because
among the
no
subs.
way you're voluntarily replacing, getting a Dube and putting in
Yeah, I mean,
Ambati,
considering
right?
he's barely bowling also.
Yeah.
You're not using him as a bowling option for sure. He has to be playing. So
I'm just checking what the confusion over the playing
Yeah,
11
we'll have
is.
to just
this used to happen in the early days of the tournament. We thought it got sorted, but apparently not.
apparently not. And thank you, MS, for sowing seeds of confusion. We don't know whether he said Ambati in for Dube or is Dube playing. What playing 11 has he given to the officials? We don't know.
But I'm just looking at the other one. Dube is in the team. Yeah, so I told you, this is what we're going is correct. There's no way that Dube cannot be in the playing 11.
Unless he's injured, it makes no sense.
So I'm running through the team once more, and it's exactly the team that was shown there and the one that we mentioned. There is Ruturaj Gaikwad, Devin Conway. Now this is the Chennai's batting 11 because they're batting first. You got Ajinkya Rahane, Ambati Raidu, who's always been an impact sub, is there now. You got an MS Dhoni. You got a Moin Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, Deepak Chahar, Shivam Dube, Tushar Deshpande, Mahesh Tikshana. So only 3 foreign players in Moin Ali,
Devin
Tikshana and Devin Conway. So clearly your impact sub is a foreign player, most likely a Pathirana and not a Michel Santner. So that's pretty much sorted. Delhi Capitals, this is going to be their bowling 11. So got David Warner, Phil Salt, so no chance of Prithvi Shaw coming back, especially after the performance that Salt gave in the last game. Then you got Mitch Marsh, you got Riley Russo. This is exactly the top order that they had last time. So your 4 foreigners are done straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, done. Then Akshar Patel, Aman Khan, Lalit Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav, Mukesh Kumar, Khalil Ahmed and Ishant Sharma. The sub usually used to be Ishant with a batsman that you had. So they've not, by the way, they've not got Ripple Patel. They've got Aman Khan and Lalit Yadav.
Aman Hakim Khan.
Yeah. So no Ripple because no Sarfraz, no Ripple. Those are the ones that they would rotate between. But as I said, they will have to make the change when that happens, when they get into bat. So clearly Ishant Sharma would go out then.
Yeah.
And then they will get a batsman which could then be a Ripple Patel.
Yep.
So there is the team. So yeah, they're showing.
They are showing Ripple. Phil Salt, Warner, Marsh, Russo, Aman Khan, Ripple. Ripple is there. I think there is major confusion of which playing 11 is there.
But I'm saying if you're bowling, who did they have as a sub? Did they have Ishant also in the 11 at that?
They had in that towards the
Okay. Yeah, I think they've corrected it now. Yeah. So Ripple is there. Aman Khan is also there. Lalit Yadav is also there. Kuldeep Yadav, Khalil Ahmed, Ishant.
there was no Mukesh.
So Mukesh is. So Mukesh comes in then. Oh, sorry. No,
they're bowling first. No?
Yeah, but then that's
Who are the subs?
Would Manish Pandey be the sub?
I think it should be Manish Pandey.
I think
showing Mukesh, Manish Pandey.
It will be Manish.
Manish.
No, but then how many batsmen are they going to be packing up with?
Yeah, but then their batting order.
Bowlers, then in that sense, Akshar, Lalit Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav, Khalil Ahmed, Ishant Sharma, 5.
Then they'll get part-time options from your Lalit
Aman.
Sadal and
Aman Hakim
No,
Khan.
Lalit I counted in 5.
You counted, yeah.
See, Akshar, Lalit Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav, Khalil Ahmed, Ishant Sharma, 5 bowlers.
Then
Of course, Mitch Marsh.
Mitch Marsh, 6. So it,
Marsh recently with the ball has been pretty
Ooh,
effective.
they're thin on their bowling, huh? Very thin on their bowling. But I think what they're relying on is a high scoring, or at least they thought it'd be a high scoring encounter. Now that they're chasing, they're going to pack their team with a lot of batsmen and then hope that they chase down. But bowling is thin with just about 5 bowlers, and the 6th bowling option being Mitch Marsh.
yeah.
Doesn't really inspire that much confidence. Though Ishant's been in good form for them. Kuldeep Yadav has been in decent form. So that's about it. Their subs are Mukesh, who's now not going to come in because they're bowling, so no chance he comes in. Then they've got
Manish
Pandey, Dubey,
Praveen Dubey.
Sakaria, and Porel also. How about Porel coming in?
I mean, he got the short end of the stick earlier on because I remember they used to bat him at like number 7, 8. He couldn't make much of an impact. For Bengal, I think he bats a little higher up. So I don't know. Considering you've tried everything at this point and nothing is working for you, not the worst option in the world. And if we're talking about them packing their batting, it's packed in terms of quantity, but quality-wise, that middle order does look shaky. It does. Because I think Akshar is the best batter there right now on form, and that's it.
Yep.
Although Aman Khan played that knock against Gujarat, that 50. But apart from it, it's been a very barren run for him. And if you're not going to use his bowling, then him coming at maybe number 7, 6 or 7, really you're taking a big gamble. But this batting lineup, if your 4 foreigners fire, that's it. That's the mantra. Apart
Delhi Capitals has been so underwhelming this season, and I remember a few matches ago you would draw up parallels between SRH and DC, but now SRH has clicked. Look at, I mean, in more ways than one.
DC will say they've also clicked.
No.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they've somehow eked out results out of nowhere.
Yeah, 4 matches
true.
they have won out of the last 5, and
Yeah.
they beat GT in their own home ground.
Yeah.
That's not a mean feat.
Exactly, they beat thanks to Ishant of all people.
Yes, and Aman Khan, and somehow Hardik Pandya deciding that I need to be MS Dhoni, taking the game deep,
Oh, right,
59 or
that one,
53.
that
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
And DC again, but
Bad game.
if you remember, all of Delhi's wins
Have been close.
except the RCB game. That was all, you may say, low scoring. Even the DC KKR game that they won, that was low scoring,
Very low
128.
scoring,
The Gujarat Titans game also was low scoring. SRH game was low scoring.
But even the RCB game, you can say a bit of an anomaly, obviously down to Salt finding, well,
Salt finding the touch, masala touch. Indeed. But RCB, being RCB, they gifted them on a platter, that win. Like how they gifted them, the Mumbai Indians, the win yesterday.
but to be fair, that in the first innings only, I was unsure they're defending that, let's be frank.
They were 40 runs short. They were 40 runs short, and considering in 12 overs you have 130, you needed 225, 230 in the final 7. Final 7, you end up with just 69 runs.
But then that's what I had said yesterday on the discussion. I said that RCB don't have a lower order.
Yeah.
Every other team has packed at least 2-3 power hitters in there, by the way. Even the weaker teams, they all have lower order hitting. Sometimes some will be heavy at the top, or maybe not so heavier in the middle. RCB, they don't have lower order. It's very surprising.
RCB have not changed the template for 15 years. That's been their ultimate woe. Because why did they succeed in that middle period despite being only 3 players, 3 batters? Gale, AB de Villiers, Kohli. Those 3 fired on a consistent basis. Here, the KGF duo are not firing on a consistent basis.
I mean, even if they were, I mean, that template has never worked for you. You're still sticking with it, so I don't know. Anyway,
But yet he picked them in the top 4.
Yeah.
I picked them.
somehow.
Because I somehow felt maybe these 3 guys, if they click in unison, they can at least do it.
Now also you're...
I'm still backing them. Although I would want to criticize them, I love that.
Her
But
I
still.
can understand. She's a fan. Are you backing them?
Yeah.
You're confident they're reaching?
About that.
No, you're
No,
not.
50-50.
More hopes than me then. Less than Saranj.
Yeah.
80%.
See, their one game is against RCB, so that's where they can start their revival. But their next 2 games are very tricky. SRH and GT.
Today, I think for the first time in the IPL, we've seen MS Dhoni's family at this ground. We've seen a lot of other families throughout the tournament. There has been family cams as well, which have been focused completely on the families. But first time I have seen Ziva Dhoni and Sakshi Dhoni in the
I think
stadium.
the first time they would have come then, because Normally the cameras always pick them out.
First time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First time that they've come, and first time they're watching a game. Now I know that as soon as they are shown, people will say, "Oh, last season. That's why last few games that's why they've come." I doubt it.
Yeah. Plus CSK have been playing in their home base now for over 2 weeks, because Mumbai, and then now they'll play until 14th in Chepauk. After that, their final game is away at Arun Jaitley Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's an extended schedule for CSK at home this time.
That's why.
That's why they could manage to come. Otherwise,
Yeah, wouldn't have. Can we take a few questions, please, Anurag?
Ziva. And yesterday, though, there was a felicitation of the Elephant Whisperers, the protagonists in that. There was a felicitation in that. So
CSK did that.
MS Dhoni gave them jerseys with their name, and I could only see MS Dhoni in that. Plus the backroom staff, I think there was 1 or 2 of them. Not the entire team, I think it was only MS
They
Dhoni.
only gave jerseys, or were there some
Plus there was an
recognition
award
or
also
something?
that they gave. Personalized jerseys, yeah.
No, not taking silly points comment.
Yep.
Chalo, next.
Anything else?
Is Dubey injured? No, he's not. He's
No.
part of the 11. If some of you
Yes.
thought that he's not. He's there. Which team has a huge fan base? Sahil wants to know. A lot of teams. The biggest, I'm
CSK.
guessing, would be CSK.
CSK, RCB, I think. are-
RCB are on top.
No, CSK. You can't match the CSK fan
such
base.
passionate fans.
Number one.
Yeah.
And for the last few years, I've seen a dip, but at one point, KKR was also massive.
Yeah.
I think the dip has also come because we've had like a barren run, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
2012-14.
Plus, you're not playing any local boys.
And now we are. The 2 Roys.
Yes. 2 Roys.
Two Bangla boys.
We had 2 more, but then one of them chose not to turn up. And the other, Shakib,
Shakib didn't want to.
he's maybe from Bangladesh, but Bengal. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's all one for us
That's
still.
what I've seen.
They'll
Even
say, "Kya आवाज आती है?"
एक ही आवाज आती है.
Bengal.
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 And Shakib, by the way, is supremely popular in Kolkata. In fact, every year during Durga Puja time, he's in and around, he'll be in pandals and all. He's that popular.
And it's the reverse is also true. Saurav Ganguly has a massive fan following
course.
Yes.
in Bangladesh. I've seen it. Yeah.
So in that pecking order, CSK, RCB, and MI. Even MI.
MI also has it.
They're
Big fan
passionate.
base.
I think those 4 teams which you mentioned, CSK, RCB, MI, KKR. 4, I think, with the biggest fan bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, 2 teams out of that, MI has had that fan following irrespective of a player.
Yeah.
CSK mostly for Dhoni.
Yep.
And RCB mostly for Virat. So
Virat.
we'll have to see that once they're gone,
Yeah.
what's the kind of fan following.
No, but also RCB had a big boost when AB de Villiers, even he rivaled
And
Gale.
Gale.
Gale also.
I mean, the popularity
Yeah,
that
but-
de Villiers had rivaled
but
Virat
you
Kohli.
can't match Indian stars,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. What?
KKR because of Shah Rukh?
Yeah, but also when I've said
also
earlier,
Kolkata.
Kolkata, they just love their own
yeah.
teams. So
Anything, by the way, this is even say, the ISL entire thing happening, all the mergers and stuff. When even the team was known as ATK or Atletico de Kolkata, that time you still had the 2 teams, the 2 other Bengal teams existing separately. First season in Salt Lake, you would have 70-80k people watching just
Yeah.
because there was a Kolkata name involved.
yeah.
They are legitimately crazy about sport. Okay?
Yeah.
There was a question asked which was who's going to win between Chola Bhaturas and
Vada Pav.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Today it's
Dosa.
dosa.
Sorry.
Chola Bhatura and Vada Pav match already happened. MIDC, that happened. Last
I mean,
ball.
If you're asking personal preferences, always Chola Bhatura. But today's match, it's probably going to be
Dosa.
the Idli Dosa.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a tough one between Dosa and Chola Bhatura.
No, not that tough for me.
Chola
it
Bhatura.
is.
Right?
I've grown up in Delhi. Yeah. I mean, Chola Bhatura and Lassi is just love.
2 top tier dishes from India. Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah, they are. Which is a tough call, but you will have to pick one. So he's picked Chola Bhatura
As a dish,
as a dish.
not the team.
Not today,
No.
but today you're going with Dosa.
Yes.
Acha, I think dosa.
No, the dish or the team?
Dish.
Dish.
Acha, dish, it is idli dosa and team also.
Team also.
Yeah.
I'm with Shane. Dish I'm picking Chola Bhatura,
Yeah.
but team I'm picking CSK.
Yeah.
today. There's a big difference. Yeah.
Chola Bhatura millions of miles away, please.
Well, you
For
had
me-
it at home and there was spike purposely to trouble you. What do we do with that?
It says a lot that he had homemade chola bhatura and got sick. I have had chola bhatura from the randomest of street corners, and not once have I gotten affected. So I don't know.
You guys are Delhi.
Acha, you forget the food. Tell us which team you're going to go.
Chennai, idli dosa, obviously.
In both ways.
In both ways. I'm consistent in my food.
Acha, answer this question before we wrap up.
Okay.
Mehraj Dude wants to know who can carry forward CSK after Dhoni. His pick is Rahane.
The age factor definitely goes in Rahane's favor.
Yeah,
He's also
but then, Mehrajul, that's a tough question. I mean, many people, if you ask any hardcore CSK fan, they are uncertain about life after Dhoni.
Forget that, you pick.
I would pick, if you want to look at the future, Rituraj Gaikwad. Rituraj for me, because
But you know, I am not sure about how good he'll be as a captain. So, I mean, he's a future of CSK for sure. But I don't know how good he is as captain. But as captain, Rahane is not a bad option, especially in the short term.
Of course.
Till you can groom someone.
Yeah, I mean, see, Rahane's captaincy credentials, need we point out that he was the guy who helped India win that Australia series after Virat left. So, and as captain, he's won us 2 Australia series. 2017, that critical test match at Dharamshala, he captained in Virat's absence. So, as captaincy, no problem. I mean, he will be a superb leader if that is the case. But if you're looking for a long-term future, because see, MS Dhoni 2024, after that, we don't know what will happen. Even Rahane, for that matter, if he gets caught out in that one more season, 2024, where bowlers are bowling much more better to him, what next then? Actually, the succession problem with CSK is more chronic. Because Ben Stokes, if many people are saying that he was picked because of his leadership skills for the future, will he be able to devote that much time to the IPL?
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure.
And he's also not a young prospect. I mean, he's also aging.
I'm not sure. You'll have to look at an Indian captain.
For the youth aspect only. But if you want a long term, say next 4 or 5 years, you want to set a base, then Rituraj is your only viable option.
Yeah.
Unless CSK decide not to retain him, put him out in the auction pool and say, okay, anybody can be picked up.
That would be a terrible idea.
Terrible
They won't
idea.
do that. They won't do that. Final question. Ronak wants to know, why do you make fun of players like Akshardeep and Shekhar and Dew?
Oh no!
There's a story behind that.
Yes.
More than me, it's these guys who talk like that.
Not me.
Off camera.
It's not these guys, it's me.
It's just Shane
Yeah,
Dyers.
It's just Shane. So Shane explain.
Okay, Shane
I'm
Bias.
explaining.
Please
There is a
explain.
story to it which we can't tell.
Yes,
but
there's
but tell all the names.
So the story, obviously story we can't share, but it's down to a few mispronunciations which we've come across in interactions. So
Correct.
sometimes people do end up slipping up. I mean, there's a lot of names.
Lot of
We
people,
forget names.
What happens is people who are not following cricket regularly or whatever we come across, some people maybe but are not good with names. So when they say certain things, we find it funny.
Yeah.
Because we of course know the correct pronunciation. So we keep that. Which is why Akshardeep, as somebody has said, we've kept it.
Yeah.
Dube, somebody has said, we've kept it. Shekhar Diwan.
Or
is,
Shekhar.
So
The
these
Shekhar Diwan, though, we can reveal also who said.
No,
That's-
don't have to.
No problem. Fine.
there
So
have been people.
there have been enough people in the public domain, so figure it out.
so-
But what happens is that we end up saying it in our own parlance also, and that's why once I ended up referring to Heinrich Klaassen without realizing it on air as Carlson,
Yeah.
because someone called him Carlson. So you have all the mispronunciations there. We have Carlson, we have Shekhar, you have Akshardeep,
You have Kuldeep.
you have Khaldeep. That was Siddhant.
Yeah.
That was Siddhant. Whilst he was recording, every time it had to be Kuldeep or Khalil, would end up saying Khaldeep and take 5 takes.
Yes.
Because Khaldeep.
Yeah.
Kuldeep.
So that was one. Then what do we have? We have others also, I'm sure. No, these are there's Tembamba.
Tembamba.
He doesn't play IPL, so we can't really say that often, but it is good.
There are many.
There are
a lot of them.
Okay, on that note, enjoy the game. It's about to start. We've all picked, and I think every one of us has picked CSK today.
Yeah.
If Mohit was here, he could have. Mohit
Yeah, if Mohit or Gayatri, anybody of them can.
Oh, they make me guy.
Gayatri.
also.
That's still not as funny.
Gargi. Harshit.
But it's still not as funny because Harshit's been here since November. And now you're calling him Mohit?
That's okay. Happens. It's okay.
Yes.
All in good humor.
Indeed. So
Take care, guys.
See you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.